Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Food is a really big part of all of our trips. We've spent a long time trying to find the right cooking system. We've gone through loads and loads of them. Trangia systems are very popular. We've used this one, the 25.1, for about 3 years, and for some things we think it's absolutely amazing. For other things we don't think it's so good, to the point where there's only certain trips we would take it on. So we thought we would put together a video and explain exactly what we think about it, whether it's the right thing for you, whether it's not, who should get it, who shouldn't get it.
Make sure you stick around to the end because we've got a bit of an update on our potential house move and our Q&A. So this is the Trangia 25.1 from the renowned brand Trangia. So they're sort of known for all their cookware and camping cooking setups.
Where are they from?
They are from Sweden, and confusingly, so this is the 25.1, which is meant for about 3 to 4 people. They also have the 27.1, which, although it's a bigger number, is for less people. A little bit confusing. So with this one, the 25.1, you get 2 cooking pots, a windshield, a pot holder, a lid that also doubles up as a frying pan, and a handle. You then get a choice between having a gas burner or a meth burner. So with the meth burner it comes to about 845 grams.
And it costs
about
50 quid. And with the gas burner,
and
this one here,
with the gas burner it costs an extra £30.
Yeah, something like that. It's definitely more expensive and it's a little bit heavier.
This is how it all goes together. You start with the windshield and then the pot holder. There are little grooves where it attaches onto. Give it a spin and it won't come off. This is the meth burner. It fits in perfectly. You light it up. And then your pot just rests on these little handles perfectly. Okay, and the gas comes through a little hole here. And it just clips in like that.
Before we get cooking, I thought I'd start with what I think is probably one of the biggest perks to it, and it's just how well packed in it is and the perfect size for carrying most things you would need for cooking. Once you've got this in there, assuming that we were going with the meth burner, we put this in here. In here we keep a lighter and like a flint stick. We have 2 MSR Alpine nesting bowls which fit in perfectly in there.
So this is only with the 25.1 model?
Yeah, the 27 is that those bowls are too big. The mess burner goes in. We can put our little trimmed down spoon on top, 2 spoons here, like fold out spoons. A straw, which I use for teas in the morning, handle, and then we've got a sponge for cleaning, and then that all goes in perfectly. So for that you've got, it doesn't really shake too much if you're cycling off road or you're backpacking or whatever, and that is pretty much everything you need for cooking. Wouldn't you say one of like the biggest perks? Definitely.
And then it's just one solid lamp.
And just like me. Right, so let's unpack and then we can start cooking. Right, the pros of the Trangia, what do you think?
The windshield is a big one for me. So as the pot sits here and the flame comes up, it's just superior to anything else I think we've ever used. That's like one of the biggest things for me, especially like I'm the main chef, I'd say, on trips.
100%.
So even when we sort of cook in the tent porch, there's sort of wind coming in like through the bottom of the tent flap, and this just, it's far speedier and far more efficient at cooking anything.
So I think this is the thing which is really cool, is that it's a complete cook system, whereas lots of other things you might have you've got the stove aspect, but then you need the pots and you need the other things which kind of add additional weight, and more often than not it doesn't come with an efficient wind shield.
Yeah.
This one, that you cook outside in a storm, and it really is. So today I think the wind speeds of like over 15 miles an hour, and it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter if you're using gas or meths, it really does a great job. It also means it's a lot more efficient with fuel.
Yeah,
so
big time.
if you had a full meths burner and you use that with a stove with bad windshield, that will go in half the time compared to this. When you're cooking loads, you don't want to waste money, more sustainable. You don't want to be looking for fuel stop-offs all the time. It makes a really, really big difference.
And it means you can cook your food quicker, which is great when you're hungry. Another great thing about the windshield is that it's really stable because we've got such a big surface area. So again, when sort of cooking in the tent porch, we're not always picking the flattest ground to camp on. So that means if it's really lumpy, this is really, really secure, which is great when you have sort of like a bubbling pot of hot liquid like at the front of the tent. And that's another really great thing about the pot holder with the sort of handles that sort of cradle the pot inside it. It really keeps it very, very secure. So yeah, for stability, I think it's up there as like the best in terms of stability out of all the stoves we've used.
The next point I'd say is durability and reliability. So this, I think Trangia was originally, I don't know if it was invented by the Swedish military, but I know it's used by the Swedish military. The pots and all of their products are really, really built to last. They're like super durable, they're super tough. We smash them about and they last fine. Like these camping pots themselves, even if you don't use them with the whole cook system, which we sometimes don't, the pots themselves are just awesome, really reliable. You can get the non-stick ones, but we find that these ones are okay. It's the cheapest option and they last. They do a really good job. So what is it we're actually cooking?
I guess it's kind of like a posh baked beans.
With some bread to dunk in.
With some bread to dunk.
That's the point actually. So we're really into our cooking. All the meals are plant-based that we cook. If you're interested in the recipes, then let us know and we can do a few more things about actually the recipes that we're cooking rather than just like how we are cooking them. Final big pros.
I would say for me the best thing about it is the ease of cooking. As we said, we've used a lot of stoves over the years and I would definitely say this is the easiest for cooking on because it is most efficient with the windshield. It's really, really stable sort of with the pot holder as well and the handles within it. And the fact that it all just kind of packs away within itself. At the end of the day, we can just get it all out. It's all just there. We can just get it out the bag rather than thinking, where's this part, where's this part, where's this part distributed across the bike bags.
For us, if we are going out and we want to cook something tasty, if we're trying to cook up a nice recipe, this is definitely what we would take.
And sort of on longer kind of camping trips, I'd say. So sort of when we're bike touring and it's less about our weight, this is kind of like the easiest system to just sort of enjoy the process of cooking.
The other thing is the price, because 40–45 pounds, I think you've got two pots, you've got your windshield, you've got your complete cooking stove system.
And a handle. And
a handle is actually really pretty well priced. Obviously you can get cheaper things than that, but if you think a lot of places just for the stove cost about kind of 15–20 pounds. With this, you've got all the different systems you need to cook for 45 pounds. It's really durable. Trangia comes with a super good warranty. We've never had to use that though because they're just really durable. No. So I'd say for like a long-term trip, that's a pretty good bargain. 45 pounds, your whole cook system, and then everything nests into itself. So these, I guess, are the reasons we love the Trangia.
Yep.
But we don't take it on all of our trips by any means, and we will tell you about that in a minute.
Yeah.
We're going to eat first.
So one of the bad things about it is also one of the good things. So the windshield, although it is very good for protection, it does make it a lot bigger and heavier.
And I would say that this is probably the main crunch of it, is that it's big. It's like a 3 to 4 person system, 845 grams. You wouldn't use that probably on lightweight trips. And the size of it primarily is the reason why we don't use it on all of our trips, because they're often with bikepacking bags. And it's so big, this is the width of it, it just doesn't fit into a bikepacking bag. No. So if you've got, you can put it in a backpack. We have done that before, and then we just change systems after a while. in any kind of fork bags, handlebar bags, saddle bags. It doesn't fit into it. If you're interested in the lighter weight systems, let us know and we can tell you about them and all the things we take if we're going lightweight bikepacking. Any other cons do you reckon? It doesn't burn wood.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't burn wood.
We love cooking on wood. I think just having a fire at the end of the day, this you can't do that on. We use the pots with our fire stove, and the pots are of a high density, so they can be used on fire.
But the windshield? The
windshield is a thinner metal, and it would just warp and melt basically. So who is it for? I
guess it's for cycle tourers predominantly, car camping. Something where space and weight isn't so much of an issue.
Oh yeah, like general camping, and also just for standard outdoor cooking. This is really good option. I'd say it's the most versatile, most like portable thing to get a really
reliable,
good cook on. Yeah,
stable.
Trangia, we're big fans. Right. Whoa!
That's
literally
humongous.
we just had a hornet, literally a hornet, just come and say hello. Alright, dinner served. Let's do a little summary. Pros.
Pros, I would say that it's really easy to cook on.
It's also, we didn't say, it's also very easy to clean. Yeah. Everything is completely, you can just chuck the whole thing in a big bucket and clean it up. Super durable, reliable, stable.
Stable.
All the balls. I think it's quite
fairly cheap.
Yeah, pretty well priced. Really nice and compact, and the fact that
everything
you can fit everything in there.
Yeah, big plus.
Definitely pros. Cons, it's big, it's heavy. It's really good.
Thanks.
Merci.
I'm going to call it smoky posh baked beans.
Smoky posh baked beans. So we said about Q&A and an update. So thank you. Last week we mentioned about Q&A because we hit 1,000 subscribers. We got a lot of responses, and it was so nice to get all the responses. We didn't think we'd get as many, so that's amazing. Thank you very much. Hopefully
keep them coming. If you do have another question, it's not too late. If you want us to answer any of your questions, then just drop them in the comments and we will compile them all together and answer them.
Yeah, and an update on the house move. We are, it's becoming quite a difficult thing to finalise. We don't actually have an address because it's really remote, and it's so remote that we can't get internet, so we're just trying to sort those things out.
And then hopefully we'll be busy.
Hopefully we can.
We're unsure what's happening day to day at the moment.
We don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie as well, it's been really stressful the last few days, but a meal outside is...
good?
Yeah, perfect. I hope this has helped you decide whether the Trangia 25.1 is the right pot for you. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more bike-based adventures or resources, then we would love it if you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, and if you want to see more sort of like resources in terms of like cooking or recipes, then let us know and we will do more of them.
Cool. So maybe next video we will see you in a whole new part of the UK. Fingers crossed. Yeah?
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Bye.